you send familiar rains, falling gently on my days, dancing patterns on my pain. And I need to learn once more in the fortress of my mind to believe in falling rain as I travel deserts dry.
Hi and welcome to this special program, Divine Voice Out of Africa, Maris Vocations. As I have promised you today, I, together with Reverend Brother Clinton. Greetings and welcome, brother.
Thank you, brother.
This is Divine Voice Out of Africa. You are most welcome, and I'm glad to have you to discuss several issues about you and Maris' life as far as concerned. So let us start a conversation by telling us, who are you?
Okay. As you earlier mentioned, I am Wisi Clinton. Yeah, from Cameroon. Yeah, specifically from the northwest region of Cameroon. Yeah, maybe for those who have not heard about Cameroon, or maybe have heard about Cameroon but they don't know the location of Cameroon. Cameroon is located in West Africa. Sometimes people classify Cameroon under Central Africa. Yes, but Cameroon is located in the West African coast. Yeah.
That's great. So, how did you find yourself in Maris' life or in Maris' Brothers of the School? You know, everybody has his story, his unique, the vocation story. For you, how did you find yourself in Maris' Brothers of the Schools?
Okay. I think every person that I maybe have known about my place, they will know that anybody coming from Tatu, finding yourself in a marriage is not a big deal. But I would say mine was very simple. It was very simple, yeah. I was in a marriage school, secondary school. I started my Form 1 in a marriage school. So I was there for 18 years. Yes, from Form 1 to high school, then teachers training. Yes, in a marriage school. St. Pius the 10th Teachers Training Colleges. Yes, Tatu. They call it colleges because it is a 3-in-1. We have St. Pius the 10th Secondary and High School, St. Pius the 10th Teachers Training School, and also St. Pius the 10th Higher Technical Teachers Training College. Yeah, so being there, and also from Tatu, where we have so many marriage brothers from the Maris province of West Africa, from Tatum, yes, and also there in Tatum we have the Marist postulancy, yes, and all these they are located in my parish. Yes, so growing up I have known about brothers, yes, but I've never been in contact with them until I went to their school, St. Pius, starting there from Form 1. Yes, so being there with the brothers from Form 1, yes, that dream of becoming a religious or a married brother, I didn't have that. Yes. So reaching Form 5, I became so interested about their life. Because you see, as I continued there, many brothers were coming and going. Yeah, this one will come, maybe as a principal, go, this one will come as the discipline master, this one will come and work on this capacity, and when he's transferred to another school, another one will come. And you will see brothers with diverse personalities. Yes, and that was just so interesting, very, very interesting. Even the brothers themselves, they were very interesting. You see a brother of, I remember Brother Ivo, Jonga, one of our elderly brothers, playing. You see a brother of 6, Brother Ivo should be approaching his 60s. He will play football, the man plays football like a young person. The way they interact with us is just so beautiful. So just looking at that, I became so interested. Yes, about the life of the Marist brothers. Yeah, so one time I asked one of them, well, I'm really interested. I used to joke with that one. They call him Brother Brendan Tombi. He's actually from Iso. That is our place, but not from Tatu. Yeah, so I asked him one time, Brother, can I come and see how you live this your life? Say, my friend, get away. We just used to joke. And Second time I came to him again. I said, brother, I want to see how you live your life. Let me just come one time and see. Because there's Mary's brother's house and the school. No, there were two different. As I would say, for students, the Mary's brother's house was out of bounds for all students. Yes, so I really wanted to come and see how they live in the house. Yes, I find myself with the brothers. I would say because I was in the Mary's school. Yes, that's how I managed to find myself. Maybe that's how I managed to know the brothers. They are in my place, and also I was in the Mary's school. Yeah.
That's interesting story to hear your story, the way you found yourself in Mary's life. Means that you were nurtured in Mary's love. So how did your parents perceive the idea of becoming a Mary's brother?
Me. Okay, I will start by saying that yes, I grew up in a strong Catholic family. Yes, my parents, I grew up in a monogamous family. Yes, they are all staunch Catholics. Yes, so actually, when I started with my aspirancy to the married life, I didn't tell my parents. I know my mother suspected that is where my mind was, but I didn't tell any of them. When I'm invited for an aspirancy program, I'll tell my father that I have a meeting with the brothers. Since he believed that, okay, I was in a marriage brother, maybe he might. I always feel that maybe he might have that thought that maybe we have an academic meeting or maybe something dealing with academics. Yes. So none of them, they were not aware of my aspirations. It was only some few months to the time maybe that the brothers were to visit the family. Yeah, so that is when I told them that the way I told my father was the brothers, Brother Martin will come here, Brother Vanestus to visit us and maybe to tell you maybe some things about the marriage brothers, because I think I want to follow them. My father is I would say exaggerated introvert. My father is very, very introverted. Yeah, so he just said okay. So when the brothers came, the Martin, he was very, very clear with my father. Yes, I know you sent Clinton to the marriage school, and we know how the school fees in the marriage school is expensive. He was there for 8 years. Yes, we are coming. Yes, he said he wanted to join the brothers. Yes, and among many other things, what he told my father was, yes, we know, as Akelia mentioned, you spend a lot of money on him. As we are taking him, don't think that one day he will start taking his salary and bringing it to you. Yes, and maybe you'll be receiving as the dividend of your expenditure, what you spent on the school fees and all this. No, he is not coming to save Brother Martin, Brother Gariso. He's coming there to save God. Yes. So one day, so don't ever expect that you'll be bringing your salary. And secondly, maybe you might want to have a priest in your house, or maybe among your children, maybe you want one of them to be a priest. And no matter how long Clinton stays in his life, he will never be a priest. You will never see him celebrating mass. Those were just the few among the many things that he told my father. Yeah. So what do you have to say about all this? My father said is actually, if I were to be asked to make a choice, yeah, it will not be Clinton. Yes, I will choose. Yes, I will choose another one. Yes, but since that is his decision, and I believe that is a call from God. Yeah, so my father in his, I would say, in his layman's maybe mind and way of reasoning, and also my father is partial literate, as I would say. My father is not well educated. He says yes, that he believed that this child was given to him by God, and if he refused, that he will not join the brothers, he might lose two things. One, refusing to give God that which he gave him And two, what if God decide to take him from me now? I will lose him and I will have a problem with my relationship with God. So you can take him. But if you come back to ask me again, yes, it may be like I have to choose. I will tell you to bring him back. Let me give another one. Yes, for the reasons maybe you might know as we proceed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Interesting to hear your story. From when you read the psychologist Eric Erickson on stage 4, he said that the child can develop, become somebody you want to be in the future, or can get spoiled. For you, in your childhood, if you wish, you can share with us your dream when you grow up, the dream you had in your mind. For example, personally, I wanted to become a policeman, but later on, I diverted my dream. For you, what was your dream in your childhood?
Oh, that's a very beautiful and interesting question. You know, before I just finish it, previously I said as we proceed, you will know the reason why my father, maybe if he were to be asked, he will not really accept that I'm the second born in the family of 9. Yes, my one in front of me is a boy. Yes. So I used to, my place was always in the store with my father, even from my childhood. And you know, my father was living around 2-3 kilometers from where our house was. Where he was doing his business was around 3 kilometers away from our house. So during holidays, I don't know why it was always me. But okay, let me say it's because I was the second born and the first born, my elder brother, he needs to be in a house with my mom. During holidays, I will go and live with my father. Because our father used to visit the house once in a week, maybe let me say on weekends. So I used to go there and live with him there. So I was so interested in business. Even as I was growing up, when I started reaching that age of, reasoning, I maybe still at the level of the primary school, my dream was to be a business tycoon. I wanted to be a business guru. Yeah, even more than my father. When I used to look at my father, I want to be a staunch businessman. Yeah. So going to school, my mind was always my highest concentration was to know how to read and also to calculate. Because when I used to go to the shop with my father, I see him writing receipts, and I see him, he calculates. When people buy, he need to calculate and give change. So when I started seeing that, as I continued proceeding with my education, that is what was in my mind. Till when I reached till around Form 5 in the married school, that certain things started coming up. But my highest dream was to be a business guru.
That's great.
Yes, brother.
The business mind turn into stewardship of class.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Brother, we know in life we do have a short strategic plan or long-term strategic plan.
Yeah.
In 15 years, where do you see yourself in this life?
Oh, in 15 years. Okay, now finding myself in this in marriage life. Yeah, my highest dream. I say, as you mentioned, in 15 years, I have two things, but the most fundamental for me is to be on a mission. What in marriage life we call mission agentics. I like it. That is one of the highest marriage apostolate that I really admire. I want to save those people that are poor. Most especially, sometimes when I look at these videos of seeing children suffering in Kibera slum, you see all those ones in all these war-torn countries. It is always very, very pathetic to me. That's one of my absolute wishes. Yes, to really engage myself in that direct sense of the poor, those ones that are suffering from all those.
That's great. Yes. And very interesting to hear your inspiration to be in 15 years. So, brother, I think as we see in life, things can be, you can be shaped with some people you meet, you interact. So far in your marriage life, what has shaped your life with you?
Oh, there are a little of things, brother. Yes, but just to mention the few, one of the highest things that have really shaped my life in marriage, brothers, is there is one thing that's very common about the brothers. Wherever you meet brothers, simplicity, hardworking, yes, and openness, yes, and brothers also, they are so compassionate. Yes, when you meet brothers, I may say this starting from my experience with the brothers in school, yes, till where I find myself. And brothers are very, very patient people. Very, very patient. And I so much admire that about the brothers. Yeah, I think these are the few things that
That's great. Yeah. The last message of our spiritual general in this transfer, he said in one word that we are called to care the gift of our own vocation. For you, how do you cherish the gift of your vocation?
Gift of my vocation. Yeah, I think talking about the gift of my vocation, it's just a matter of the continuous commitment. I just need to maybe to maintain that ecstasy, yes, with God. Yeah, to always, our constitutions. I think that's our old constitutions. Article 77 tells us that prayer is an absolute necessity for us. And I think that is one of the things that keeps me moving. And anything I want to engage in as I continue in this life, I believe that I'm just the second party. God is the first. Yes, and I know how I always channel my petitions to Him. From our Mother Mary, through His Son to our Heavenly Father. So everything that I commit myself regarding my vocation, everything I want to do, first, I think prayer is one of the highest things.
That's great. You have said it very well. And Jesus said in the story of Mary and Mary have chosen better part.
In my memories I know how you sent familiar rains, falling gently on my days, dancing patterns on my pain. And I need to learn once more in the portraits of my mind to believe in falling rain as I travel deserts dry.